So I was doing my maintenance on my Ferris mower a couple of weeks ago, changing the blades, changing the oil, greasing things up. And my mower's about 7 years old, and as I was digging through things, I realized, I'd never changed the belts on this, so figured it was time to do it. So I ordered some, and while I was waiting, I tried to look at a few videos online to see what I might be in for, and not that mine's going to be any good either, but the few I found weren't all that great. So I thought I'd throw in a little information that may help. If it does, awesome. If it doesn't, whatever. So I found that the best way for me, rather than jacking it up and putting it on jack stands to give me more room in the back, was to set a couple of ramps behind the rear wheels and back up onto it. That seems to give me plenty of room underneath the back to get to what I need to, at least so far. And then it'll also still give me plenty of room to drop the deck all the way down so that I think I can get to everything I need. So while I was waiting on the new belts to come in, I tried to do any work I could in advance to kind of get set up. There really wasn't much to do. The couple of things to do are to remove the pulley guards on the deck. There's one on this side that covers this pulley, one on the other side. I went ahead and removed those. There's a guard on the back that goes underneath the muffler. 2 bolts each side, 4 bolts total. Got that off to give me more room to the, I guess the clutch pulley underneath the mower, or underneath the motor. And then the only other thing I needed to do is I just got a breaker bar set up in place on the tensioner so that that's ready to go. The only thing I have left to do before I start pulling belts off is there is a tensioner spring for the main trans belt that's down underneath here. If I can find it. It's hard to see. It runs underneath this black cross member. Have to loosen it up to release tension on the trans belt. Doesn't look too hard to get to loosen it. The fun part may be tightening it back up. So you're supposed to get, according to the manual, tighten it till the spring is 5 inches long. It's hard to measure because it's under that cross member, so we'll see what we run into. I've held off on taking the belts off until I had the new ones to put on so that I could more easily remember how everything goes. There also is a plate that attaches on the clutch mechanism underneath the motor. There's 2 bolts that attach to the frame and one attaches to the mechanism, and they're connected by a rubber isolator or rubber piece. The manual has great directions, it seems, from what I can tell, on how to replace these belts. But for that piece, it recommends taking off the bolt that attaches to the pulley assembly. I found that it was easier to take the 2 off that attach the rubber to the frame. It'll seem like the rubber is stuck to the frame and won't come off, but if you pry a little bit, it'll pop off, and that seemed easier. So I'm gonna try to do this. I'm not gonna try to film it. I'm not any good at it, but if anything else comes up that I can film or need to mention, I'll do that and tack that on to the end of the video. Okay, so getting the belt off so far off the mower deck hasn't been that difficult. I could easily release the tensioner enough to get everything off of this pulley and kind of get it off everywhere else. The first problem I ran into was on the center pulley. There's a little guide, let's see, right here that holds the belt in place. You need to get it underneath the guide to get it off, and it was too tight a fit between the deck and that black bar, which is a guide. And you also need to release the tensioner a little bit. So I was running into problems trying to do that with 2 hands and was worried about pinching a finger. So what I did was carefully adjusted the tensioner back a little bit so that I could just attach a little ratchet strap to it to pull it, not too tight, just enough to, I really wasn't worried about it snapping loose or anything, enough to just get me some space in here so I could work with the deck with both, or the belt with both hands. But then I still couldn't get it underneath that guide bar. So what I did is, you can see I've got a little pry bar here, and I was able to stick it on top of this little tab and underneath this guide. And if I push down on it, it raises up just a hair, just enough that I could slip that belt off of it. And so that worked out pretty well. I could have cut the belt, but I wanted to see how it came off, because any problems I run into taking a belt off is the same problems I'm going to run into putting a new belt on. Stay tuned. Okay, whew. The trans belt is on, at least. It was a little fiddly getting it off. The tensioner, really the best way to do it is from down underneath, reaching up to pull it backwards to get everything off. It was a little fiddly. The belt, getting it off, kept getting stuck. The temptation was strong to cut it at several points, but again, I figured if I don't cut it, I can see any future problems when trying to put it back on. So I didn't want to cheat. So I did get the belt on. I can spin everything before the tensioner is put back on. The hardest part I had there was, obviously the old belt was pretty loose, so getting the eye bolt back through the mounting hole, it was really tough to stretch it into place. And I don't know if I can show it, but the best way I had to do it was lay on the ground here by the deck. And let's see, you can see the eye bolt right there. I had to grab the eye bolt with my right arm and pull it through the hole, and just to get enough threads to get that bolt started, or the nut started, sorry, and tighten it down. And now I get the fun part of trying to measure that spring that's underneath the cross member and hard to get to, so that I can tighten it down to a length of 5 inches. Stay tuned. Okay, the anchor bolt or eye bolt, whatever, tensioner for the trans belt is done. It really wasn't as hard as I thought. You're actually able to get under this black cross member here and fit a tape measure, which you can touch to the back of the coil where it attaches to the pulley, and measure coil to coil. The mine comes out to be 5 inches on the dot. Super easy. When turning the bolt to tighten it down, the eye bolt wants to spin. So I've just got a pry bar stuck to the eye bolt to keep it from spinning on me. So that's all done. And now we are on to the deck belt. Wish me luck. Okay, unless I'm missing something and I gotta do some double checks before I fire everything up. The deck belt is back on. Followed the instructions to a point, and then I kind of got a little confused. So what I did was started with what it said, which was to wrap the belt around this spindle, feed it that way around that pulley, feed it this way around this pulley, and then loop it back at the back onto the back of the pulley on the back. From there, I got a little confused as to how to get it through all of this. And what I found was lift this spring up a hair to pull the belt through and get it between these pulleys. And then the part that comes from the back, you kind of got to wad it up, pinch it up into a tight curve and stick it through here. You have to release the tension a little bit to get it to slide through. And then using the pry bar method to get it underneath this guide. Once that's done, you can get over here to the side, and all that's left is this spindle, and you can kind of pull the slack towards you, make sure it hasn't come off the back. If you need to put some electrical tape on it, I saw somebody else say that they did it. It stayed in place for me. And then you're gonna put just a little loop here, and I was actually able to stick a pry bar in here and just with my left arm just pull it around. It really wasn't hard to pull it around, and once you get past a certain point, it kind of, like a compound bow, it kind of releases a little bit, and you can actually hold it pretty well to loop this around here. It was still a little tight. I was able to get it started, and then kind of had to turn the pulley just a hair to get it to snap in place. And I've checked, and all the V grooves are on the spindles, and the flat sides are against the pulleys. And I think we're good to go and ready to put it back together. I'll add some final notes if I think of anything. Okay, well, everything's put back together and seems to be running okay. So I think she's ready for spring. Everything's taken care of. I was way overdue on those belts. This is a 2017, so I've had it through 8 summers, I think. And I only got 217 hours on it because I only put about 24 something hours on it a season, and then mulching stuff. But anyway, it's pretty straightforward. Didn't run into too much. Like I said, there's instructions in the owner's manual. I'm gonna see if I can find a link to one to post online, and I'll note the pages, and also a parts manual I found that's really nice that has parts numbers for basically everything on this, and it's also nice because it shows exploded views in case you need to take anything apart and you don't know how. So it's pretty handy. In summary, the tools I had to use for this was pretty straightforward. I don't think I used anything outside of this. Had to use an impact wrench once. There's a plate you have to remove 2 bolts from underneath the seat, and then loosen up a nut and spin a plate out of the way to get the trans belt off. That one nut was very tight and it's close quarters, and I didn't want to bang my knuckles, so the impact wrench took care of that. The rest, everything was an impact driver or wrench, some adapters. The only sizes I had to use was 1/2 inch and 9/16, a couple of extensions, ruler to measure that tensioning spring for the rear or for the trans belt, 1/2 inch and 9/16 open end wrench, breaker bar, a couple of pry bars, and the screwdriver was just to lift the tab up on the plug that goes into the rear clutch assembly. You have to pry a little tab up to pull the wire off, and that's what I used that for. And I am glad I did this, because when I was first pulling the belt off, as soon as I took it off the right hand spindle, I noticed a huge gouge missing out of the mower belt. This thing didn't have much time left on it, and I'm surprised I never noticed this before. But anyway, it was way overdue and time to do this. I did look in the owner's manual and didn't see anything about belt inspection times or replacement times. The maintenance for both the engine and the mower itself, I didn't see anything in the maintenance schedule about belts. So anyway, keep a close eye on them. Going forward, I'm probably going to try to do them like every 5 years or something like that. Anyway, I hope this helps somebody out. If not, yeah, well, good luck and Godspeed. Talk to y'all later.